Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Movie Universe. I'm your host, Movie Fan. Today, I'm doing something brand new that has never really been done before. It's a new segment and probably a temporary one, I'll admit that, because I don't think I could carry this on for too long, to be honest, called Interview with a Power Ranger Fan. Now, I decided to start with someone who really hasn't had much of a chance to really talk to me on these sort of things. So I thought for my first interview, I would invite my good friend Jordan Ramsey to help me out here. So glad to have you here, Jordan.
How, how, I'm glad to be. I'm actually really glad to be here.
Awesome. That's great. And, I think I got a good pile of questions for you. Plus, I've got my brand new Angel Grove Youth Center cup filled with some juice to help me out here. I'm pretty sure you guys know the joke here. So, all right. I'll start with a simple one. Which season of Power Rangers did you start with?
That's a good question. I actually remember the first episode of Dino the first episode of Dino Thunder.
That was a good season.
That was like the number one season I remember when I was like 3 or 4 when I was watching it in my like room, and I turn on the first episode. I didn't know Tommy was a legend at that time. At,
Oh,
at,
yeah.
at, at that time.
He was. And it was rightfully earned, too. Yeah, that was a great season. It really was. I remember it pretty well. For me, it was during my later year in high school, I'll admit that. But yeah, it was a great season.
That's one of my favorite. That's like one of my 10 favorite seasons of Power Rangers.
Awesome. Have you kept up with the series ever since? After that, I mean?
Um, I kind of fell apart after Ninja Steel,
Mm.
but I did catch up when Hasbro brought the Power Rangers for Beast Morphers. I seen that, and then I saw the last season of it. I've been catching up.
Oh, good. That's good. Yeah, I know the feeling. And believe it or not, I've been there because there have been a few times where, well, for me, when it was Lost Galaxy, that was the end of the road for me, at least for a while, but I've kept in touch. I guess after a while, you kind of move on to something else. That's kind of how it goes. It's like watching The Simpsons. Eventually, you kind of push it aside for a little bit.
That was my first take. That first break of me for Power Rangers forever.
Hmm. Well, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Did you ever double back to the beginning, like Mighty Morphin?
A little, yeah, a little bit when I was like 10 or 11 when it was re-airing in on Disney Channel, other channel.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, it wasn't like when they were doing their Disney Channel's little redo of that, was it? Where
Yeah,
they added in. Oh
yeah,
no.
it was a little bit, but when I was when my parent was feeling comfortable for me to go on the computer internet, I look it up and I saw the original. Don't worry
Okay.
about that.
Okay, that's good. Because with okay, so you had a chance to kind of compare both of them in a way, right?
Yeah, I prefer the original. If they did it a little did it a right to respect the OG one, I would be
Hmm.
entirely feel like I watched the whole season, but they skipped some stuff, and that sucks.
Yeah. Fortunately, these days, YouTube pretty much has just about every season out there now because, well, obviously, the Power Rangers official channel, which I'm pretty sure is owned by Saban, but it's probably, Hasbro and the others as well, I'll bet. But I'm only guessing on that one, to be honest. But yeah, either way, just out of curiosity, since you've had a bit of a moment to kind of compare the original series to that 2010 version, that's what most people call it, the Disney 2010 version, where it was kind of crazy, to put it simply. What do you think? Good, bad, doesn't matter.
I feel like it was a good opportunity for kids. For I'm not a kid anymore, but it's a good thing for kids to get introduced of the original Power Rangers. If
Mhm.
if they all right, if I was like a kid right now, I would
Sure.
be really interested where Power Ranger came from. I and it's cool. I know it's disappointing at the time. They re-airing Mighty Morphin and they have Mighty Morphin. What's the case? What um they all right. It was all right. It's a good thing for introducing me as a new audience to the
Mhm.
Power Ranger brand.
Okay. Okay. That's pretty good, I think. I'll admit it. Maybe it did do just that. Unfortunately, for people who'd seen the original, some of that stuff, like, well, all those constant special effects going on with the music, with the sound effects going on there. Oh boy,
That was a little bit too much.
that was downright ridiculous, is what that was. I don't know if you caught the one where Tommy first met Kimberly on in that version. I did cover that once with the 2010 series. I did cover that, and oh my god, I felt like I was watching a dumb Snapchat video or TikTok. Take your pick, doesn't matter anymore. But yeah, I mean, seriously, pinwheels, fireworks, and you hear sound, and it's like, come on, can't you see the glow in her eyes for him and the look on her face and the music? Isn't that enough for you guys? The guys who did it, I mean, So it's like, what the heck?
At that period, Disney was kind of done with Power Ranger. They
Yeah,
they got
that's true.
sadly we know Power Ranger, not Power Ranger, Marvel.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. And that's one of the reasons why Saban bought the rights back. He wanted to keep going. And he still technically owns the rights to it, believe it or not.
I didn't know. I thought
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's more like he's in the back burner on this one. If you saw the last season that came out, like, the Cosmic Fury one, it actually says produced by Saban.
I did not see that in mind when I saw the episode in that one day.
Yep. Well, what can I say? He just can't let it go. And truth be told, it's been said that he actually never really gave it up to Disney. It's more like he took a back seat. He wasn't really in charge of it. And that's why Disney was able to do a good job with it, with Dino Thunder, Ninja Storm. That was a great season. And so many others. Except maybe Overdrive. That one's a little sketchy at best.
I kind of like for fun fact. I saw it came up on Pluto TV, and I saw a little episode. I wasn't really feeling it.
Overdrive?
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much everybody feels the same way about it. And I always make this joke that, because of the overuse of the explosion machine, I wonder if Michael Bay was responsible for that season or something, or someone who worked under him, because he's notorious for explosions, lots and lots of explosions. It's more of a joke, but if it turns out to be true, I'm going to lose my mind because it's like, oh my god, But it's all right. Okay, so you've seen a lot. Well, you've seen quite a few. You've looked up the original show for a little bit, I take it. And let's see. Have you ever gotten any of the merchandise, like any of the toys or anything?
def a few toys over the time and over the years. I kind of lost them
Oh, I'm
from
sorry
like
to hear that.
over like moving, but
Oh,
the only one I have is what's kind of like few Mighty Morphin Legacy White Ranger, the first
mm,
one, and
that's
then
cool.
and Dino Fury toys,
Mm.
only the main three trios, and then a big 12-inch Red Ranger Mighty Morphin.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I'll admit, when I was a kid, it was kept down to a minimum. Mostly it was like small action figures. But over the years, I've accumulated quite a bit and then some. But that's just because I've gone completely crazy over Power Rangers over the years, I guess. So
Hey, you're never too old to get figures.
that's true. That's true. And it's not just figures, it's artwork. I know I've collected a few recently, but only because they're just so awesome. But the biggest one right now, autographs. That's the big one.
I do not have autographs yet, but someday.
Well, definitely, I would say if ever you got a Comic Con or anything where any Power Ranger could come around in your area, and it's one you definitely want to get their autograph, I say get it, man. It's totally worth it. Especially since after what happened with Jason David Frank, you never know what's going to happen next. I've talked to a few friends about this sort of thing, about why I go to these comic cons and all that to get autographs. So, yeah, it's yeah.
Yeah.
But enough of that. It's a solemn moment, but it's definitely something to keep in mind.
I definitely know who I want my first autograph to be.
Oh, who?
Dino Charge Red Ranger Tyler.
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that would be awesome. For me, I'm still sticking with Mighty Morphin at the moment, but there may be others down the road. It's hard to tell at the moment because, well, I can only jam so much into my small place. Hey, buddy. My cat wants to pass through here, so I'll just put him right here. There we go. There he. That's a good boy. No, okay, he's gonna leave me. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Who would be your favorite Power Ranger?
Favorite Power Ranger? That's a tough question.
I think that's just about everybody's tough question, to be honest.
I feel like Tyler, the Red Ranger from Dino Charge. That's
okay.
I actually really like his story from the first episode. He handed to the monster before he got his powers.
That's cool. All right, that's awesome. That is awesome. Let's see. Do you have a favorite episode of anything?
No.
No? Too hard to pick, huh?
Very much hard to pick. And
I know the feeling, so it's all right. Let's see. Do you have a favorite Zord or Megazord?
Somebody from Dino Thunder. He had like the white Ranger.
Oh, yeah, the White Ranger. He had that pterodactyl of sorts.
Yeah,
It's been a while. Oh, that's cool.
That's my favorite Megazord. I like.
Oh, that's awesome. I like the sound of that one. It's been a while since I've seen Dino Thunder, to be honest. So I can't quite remember what his Zord exactly was.
It was like a pterodactyl and is in one look like similar. I don't remember what it called. I just remember it was awesome.
I do remember that part. Let's see. Have you seen any of the movies?
100%, I could say I've seen all the Power Ranger movies. The first
Awesome.
one was the first one, the Turbo movie when it came on the Cartoon Network. I remember, and even the latest one from 2017.
Okay, awesome. Which one would you think is the best of them all?
The first.
No doubt about that one, man. No doubt about that one. Excuse me. Since we're on the subject on that one, what did you think of the CGI Ninja Megazord exactly?
Kind of look. They don't look all that bad if they took a little time to flesh out, make it look a little better. Probably everybody. It probably look good and presentable.
Well, I can't argue with that. Part of the problem was they were working on a somewhat limited budget, so that doesn't surprise me. At the same time, you know, it was a new thing, and well, CG at the time that was fairly new and contrary to popular belief. I know most people never think of this, but I did a video comparing that Megazord to the 2017 one. Have you seen it?
I I I think so. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a little while. Well, there was one thing, and I'm just going to quote myself on this one. And this was just for people in general who, never think of this. You can't really compare the 1995 Megazord to 2017 on the count of their CGI capability, because we have come a long way from what we had back then. So that's almost unfair to say. And some people, I mean, I not you, man, but a lot of people, they bash this like, oh my God, like it was an abomination. I'm like, it was 1995. To go to that kind of Jurassic Park quality level here cost a lot of money and a lot of time. Nowadays, sure, it still costs money, but the time is cut virtually in half. And it's gotten a lot easier and more upgraded since then. So to try to bash it based on that, I mean, that's just not playing fair in so many ways. And it bugs me that so many people just, treat it like an abomination. But I will agree, though, had they had the time and definitely put some more effort into it to give it a little more texture and all that, it could have really been pretty awesome. Or even better, I would say. And now another question related to the movies.
Okay.
Which one do you think is the worst?
Turbo.
No argument here. No argument here. Oh boy, what were they thinking?
In certain things, I feel like they kind of like the one person they kind of they really done dirty. Rocky.
Oh yeah, they did. They did. And you know why, don't you?
Why?
He was fired.
Fire.
Yeah, he fired. They fired him over a contract dispute.
Wow.
Of course, most of us didn't know at the time. He didn't admit that until I think about 2011. I think he finally came out and said it.
I did not know about this.
Oh, you'd be amazed what has been swept under the rug or brushed off to the side, that sort of thing. Heck, now Catherine Sutherland and Nika, she was the Yellow Ranger in the Turbo movie, and of course for Turbo the series and Zeo, they're both now claiming that they were fired because when Jason David Frank decided to quit, Saban just said, "Okay, the rest of you get out." But yeah, that's supposedly what happened. But so far, we only have their word for it and nobody else. So, because, I mean, obviously, Johnny Bosch, who played the Green Ranger at that time, he hasn't said anything. And the kid who replaced Rocky, he hasn't said anything. So, I don't know. Wonder if anyone is going to ask him that after that, though. Guess we'll find out, huh?
Probably.
Let's see. You did. You've had a chance to watch some of the older episodes. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Let me double back here. What was it about Turbo that made you just go to the whole thing? Exactly.
a lot of stuff I feel like it was not in the movie wasn't all right the scenes and some characters I relook and
Mhm.
remembering watching it didn't really enjoy it all that much.
Hmm. Makes sense
It's
to me.
like it's like um all right, when I watched the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie, I enjoy it, and I still enjoy it to this day.
Yeah, that's true. Who doesn't? But yeah, with that whole setup, it's pretty bad. One of these days, I'll have to re-release my video on that because that's a huge, huge, huge topic to cover on why it's so bad. But yeah, it is pretty bad, and I think that's putting it mildly. But how do you feel about the 2017 film compared to that?
I enjoy it, but it just certain stuff I didn't really enjoy.
Like what?
What's the color? Some of the jokes wasn't all
Oh,
that not all that funny.
no, no, that's true. Those weren't very funny jokes. Most of them are
And
about as cliche as it gets.
and and what the other thing? Zordon. I didn't really like Zordon all that much from the movie.
His character or his look or both?
No, just how they wrote the character.
Okay, yeah, yeah. No argument here.
It seemed
No
like he
argument.
didn't. Zordon from the TV show, he care about the team, but Zordon on in the movie only care about coming back to life and protect and being a leader to this new team.
Yeah, yeah. That was a huge problem. He did kind of make up for it though when he gave his life to Billy, but even then, yeah, that was a bad move there. Very bad move. Eekity. One of the things that I've always kind of complained about, and I went in watching the movie knowing that obviously it was not going to be a carbon copy of the original. A lot of people go into movies based off of TV shows and they think that's what it's going to be. But they're always going to do something different. But to me, it didn't feel true to the series. That was the biggest problem. And here's a question for you. Would you
Sure.
consider this a reboot or based off of a TV show? I mean, everybody always calls it a reboot. What do you think?
I would not call it as a reboot. I just call it as like a continuation of a story, but different in its own way. Because I remember they say they was going to have like 7 movies.
Boy, they were optimistic, weren't they?
If it was 2024, we will probably talk about right now. Probably like I have like a 4th movie right now, but it's not going to happen.
Nope. No, this sure isn't. But I totally agree with you, man, because everybody always likes to classify this as a reboot. I don't, because, in order for it to reboot, it would have had to start as a movie, and it didn't. So that doesn't make any sense to call it a reboot. Now, if they were to make a different movie now that was, redone from the 2017 film, well, then we could talk. But, obviously the TV show came first. So that doesn't really count. I don't know why everybody classifies it as that. Generalization, I guess. I don't know. What do you think, George? Yeah, okay. Let's see. Let's see. Which do you think is the best season you've ever watched, or the greatest? Take your pick.
Jungle Fury.
How come?
It have like have like a lot of have like the story cake the I think I remember Casey the Red Ranger. He wasn't part of he was part of the team, but he wasn't like a big. They didn't really like him all that much at first, but over a while they grow to the Red Ranger. They treat him as a equal, and the villains. I like it in Daishi as a villain,
Okay.
and even a ranger too.
All right. That's pretty good reasons, I think. Now, which would be the worst season you've ever come across, would you say?
Worst season, Ninja Steel.
That was pretty lousy. I won't deny that one.
But the one thing I like about Ninja Steel was the crossover.
The 25th anniversary, Dimensions in Danger?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was great. I can understand why a lot of people kind of go on it, but it was heck of a lot better than the Legend War or Legendary Battle from Megaforce.
and the cool. I didn't see all the whole episodes, but I remember they was hinting for the crossover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of the things that led to its downfall. We're talking about Megaforce, right?
Mm.
Or Ninja Steel. Oh, really? Oh, I must have missed that. That they were hinting at that. I mean, I do remember that before that episode ever premiered, they literally announced that it was coming up, and that's kind of unusual. You think they would have left it be a surprise, considering that Tommy's back, you know?
Yeah.
But still. Anybody? Okay, let's see. There's that one. As a fan, what is it about the series? You know, at least from what you've seen, what is it about it that you love so much? You know, from what you've seen, like off and on and all that.
The team. I love about it's not just one. All right, if it was like Marvel, you could like all different type of heroes. But with the Power Rangers, you could like all the team at once. If you don't like all of them, all right, that's all right. But it probably could be four or five, or who knows, the whole five team you could like about.
That's pretty cool.
They have everybody in Power Ranger have like their own different traits you could like.
That's true. Each season, it's always something different for every character. I think in a way, Power Rangers has a little bit for everybody because of that. Nobody ever thinks about that, too. Let's see. Would you say the series has had like an impact on your life, like growing up?
Yeah.
Like, did it teach you anything? You know?
It teach me to like to be a team player.
That's definitely the show. All right, definitely teaches that. No doubt about it. Definitely. Let's see. Who would you say is the best villain you've ever seen?
Best villain. My favorite villain is from RPN.
Okay, he was a good choice. Now, what about the worst?
From Megaforce.
Yeah, boy.
Lord, I don't remember. Like He like the
Lord Vix. Anyway, Lord started with a V. I remember that. Yeah, he was such a whiny baby. Sheesh.
he whined too much as like a villain.
Yeah, it's like they tried to make him into Divatox, only with a better costume. Ugh. Yeah, I hated that guy. He acted like a spoiled brat. That's what it was, a spoiled brat. Okay, let's see. Oh, who do you think's the best mentor you've ever come across? Or leader, if you will.
Best mentor. That's a good question. RJ from he even if he was a ranger, but he was a mentor first.
That's a good way to roll, I think. All right. So, who do you think would be the worst?
Keeper.
Oh, yeah. He was lousy. Definitely lousy. Have you ever read any of the comics?
Haven't. I've been
No?
busy. I was busy with school and just life in general at the time, and still currently now. But I won't look at it some point in the future.
Okay. Well, the next question I would have asked you, and I don't know, maybe you could have an answer for me or not on this one, but I know a lot of people on YouTube here. They talk like the comic books are canon to the series. What do you think? In a way, if you're not sure, that's okay too.
In a way, some stories they kind of believe from the comics I've seen with the Master Morpher. No, not the Master Morpher. Like the Guardians of the Power Rangers. I don't remember the names. The Morphin Masters.
The Morphin Masters, yeah.
Yeah, from the comics, and they pointing all the lore to the latest Power Ranger season.
Cosmic Fury.
Yeah, Cosmic Fury.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Especially since. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go. My bad.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe that the Boom Studios is owned by Hasbro, so I think that may have something to do with it, or Saban, I should say. Yeah. Of course, I'm only guessing on that one, so. And that might explain Soul of the Dragon. I'm sure it does, considering how the idea of that went through. Sorry, that's me. That's me being the Tommy and Kim fan over Tommy and Kat. So that's about the gist of that for me. But okay. Well, here's a riddle for you, just out of curiosity. The 1995 film, would you consider that to be canon to the series in a way, or not?
It's probably a different universe. I could probably say.
Yeah. Well, you wouldn't be the first, and I can definitely agree with you on that one. Because did you ever see season 3 of Mighty Morphin?
Not the. I didn't seen it, but I seen a little. I seen little pieces of it of Kimberly change her voice to be Rita.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was a lot going on with that one, so well, I'll save that for another day. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got here? I think I got another one here somewhere. No. Well, let's see. Okay. What do you think about Hasbro rebooting the Mighty Morphin series? There's been a lot of talk going on about this.
I feel like I feel like they probably should they should have left it alone. Not really rebooting it, but make the stuff make the OG universe separate as like a TV show and make you can still make your own separate universe with the movie and whatever type of adult stuff you want to have aside.
I agree. And, I don't know if you heard about this, but, not too long ago, they decided to separate themselves from Super Sentai, which is where they got all their, Power Ranger footage and their Megazord footage from.
I heard about that a long time ago.
Yeah. Do you think that was a big mistake, or do you think there's room for both?
It's two different sides of different story. You don't know if the American side probably want to make their own original stuff, and then after Sentai do their own different stuff. Now you have Zords as Rangers now.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah. Now, let me see. Okay. Oh, have you seen the 30th anniversary special, Once and Always?
Yeah, I seen it.
What'd you think of it?
I didn't really hate it all that much. I kind of I like it. It still paid respect to the original Mighty Morphin team.
Yeah, it sure did too. It sure did. Quite a few ways. But it definitely would have been a lot easier if we didn't lose Jason just shortly during that time.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. But let's see what we got here. Hasbro Comics. Wow. Just buzzed through all the questions that I had for you.
That's all the questions?
That's all of them so far. I can't think of anything else, believe it or not.
Wow, I expected for it to be a little bit longer.
Well, I try not to run around in circles and, just go with some of the basic ones that most people think about. But just out of curiosity, though, if there was ever a chance to, come up with something original for Power Rangers, what would you want to see that maybe, as far as you know, has never really been done before?
I want them to deal with the gods.
Yeah, that's something that's never been covered before.
Like, we have aliens, robots, pretty much everything they pretty much did on Power Rangers.
Demons in the case of Samurai.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, that'd be impressive to try to pull that one off. Power Rangers versus gods. Who would win?
That's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Let me see. Well, let's see. Did you ever get caught up in the whole... this was one I had earlier, but I'm not sure if this would apply to you at the moment, but just for the heck of it. Did you ever get caught up in the whole question of Tommy and Kimberly versus Tommy and Kat?
Not really.
No, I didn't think so. Probably better off.
I'm not really in like Kimberly and Kat situation. It is whatever they going to come up.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No argument here. Yeah, that's a sticky situation for many fans, I can assure you.
It's going to be still going to be like this in another 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bet on it. Bet on it. Definitely going to happen. Let's see. I think. Well, believe it or not, I think we pretty much covered every possible question.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, okay, guys. Well, since we pretty much covered every question we could possibly cover, then I guess we'll just wrap this up. I want to thank Jordan Ramsey for being my first guest on this one. So definitely thanks for dropping in, Jordan.
It's always an honor, movie fan.
Yeah. Awesome. And, for anybody who wants to get on this, I definitely would like to keep this going at least for as long as possible. Probably won't go too far, but, if anybody is interested, by all means, just go to the comments and say that you'd like to participate. And at a future date, I'll try and set it up for you guys. So until then, this is Movie Fan signing off.